Hello Capricorn, this is a timeless reading for you. I'm just gonna start with the classic Wade Tarot in Art Nouveau style, and later I'm gonna use my own tarot decks as well. So let's see what's about to come up for you. I pre-shuffled all the cards, but I'm just gonna give them a little extra shuffle. Let's see, Temperance crossed by the Seven of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, a lot of Pentacles, King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, again Pentacles, then the Magician, Ten of Swords, and Queen of Swords. At the bottom of the deck we have the Devil. So I feel like at the moment you could be going through some kind of agitation, emotional turmoil, even psychological stress. Like I feel that someone or a situation has recently disrupted your inner balance and made you feel defensive, or like you're having to protect either yourself or something that you created. Just give me some seconds. I feel like the Temperance card, sorry, I'm trying to make it sharp here, is not your own energy. It feels to me as if someone may have taken credit for something that you made. I'm seeing it as like this is your cup and this is her cup, and like she's just pouring something out of, like she took your cup away and now she's pouring something in her own cup. And you are very, of course, it's understandable, defensive about it. With this Page of Pentacles, I feel like this is also not your own energy. This is someone who also took something from you. And they're just holding it in their hands firm. Like they are glad they got away, got a little piece of it. And now, you know, just detaching themselves from the situation. This could be for something material, or just, you know, at work, something maybe that was your idea, but someone now is pretending it's their own. And I even feel as if this is a work situation, that maybe someone might even dare to come back and ask you for your service again, but you know you will already be working on a new project or with a new group, or if this is not a job situation for you, but something in your personal life, in your friend circle, family, then it could be that someone might come with some kind of lame apology. now trying to somehow give you credit and trying to appreciate your work, but I feel like you're not really in the mood to open up towards these people. I also feel like in the recent past, you were more in this kind of beggar position, like, someone was breadcrumbing you, someone was pretending to be benevolent, but actually they weren't. Maybe they felt even very proud of themselves to have given you this, if it was money or appreciation, recognition, whatever it was, but it was not what you deserved. It was just, a very, very small percentage of what you actually should have received. With the King of Swords now, I feel like this is your energy and you are stepping into a very powerful and clear position where you just want to cut all that out. And I feel for many of you, there were several people involved in this situation, and I feel like you're just gonna set very strong boundaries and just cut that whole stuff out of your life. Also, if you are or were someone who easily forgave people, or, sometimes we let people pull us back in with some sweet and nice words, but I feel like this will not happen anymore. And you're very clear, very sharp about that. There is something, I'm seeing a lot of strength, like a lot of motivation, and I feel like you're already working on something new, establishing something for yourself, and you just don't want to get into this 10 of Swords energy, like you're being very strong, very self-controlled to not let the situation pull you down into this 10 of Swords energy. You just don't want to go there. You just, don't want people to have this emotional or mental power over you. So you're avoiding that, and I feel like it's not this kind of avoidance that is like bypassing it or, suppressing, repressing something. It is like a conscious kind of avoiding it. Like maybe you have been pulled down by such people or certain situations several times in your life, and you just don't want it to have this power over you anymore. But you are, as far as I can see and what I feel, is like you are very aware of what's happening. You're not telling yourself any lies about the situation to make it easier to bear, but you're just, you just see it for what it is, and you just consciously decide to not let it pull you down, but instead you continue to create something, whatever it is that you're creating. As I said, it doesn't have to be a job situation for everyone. It could be something entirely different. And at the outcome, we have the Queen of Swords. This is also your energy. We have we have the King and the Queen of Swords, so two very authoritative, powerful people who are very clear, very sharp, very determined in what they do, and probably also very quick in their decision. And like it's just a wall, like you're building this wall around you so that no one can get under your skin in some way. Like you're not even, like the Queen of Swords in this image, she's not even looking at the viewer, at the one who's looking at her. She knows that someone is looking at her, she's aware of that, but she doesn't look back at them and she doesn't give them that kind of energy. So I wanna lay out a second spread with the same deck. So let's see how the story continues, or if, oh, it's nice, the Sun, that's a good sign. 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, King of Cups, Ace of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the High Priestess. That looks quite good. I feel like this is still about the same situation, and as I said earlier, you just don't want to get into that 10 of Swords energy. You don't want people to drag you down, and you will not let them. That's how it feels. You are in that Sun energy, and with the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands, I feel like you don't want to be in that kind of state where you're looking back into the past, where you get stuck on what you have already built for too long. You might appreciate it for some moments, but you know, you had the Magician card earlier. You also want to move forwards and create new things, maybe on the basis of what you have already created. I feel like this 4 of Wands in this spread, in your reading, it stands for looking into the future, because it seems like that you are aware of something that is waiting for you in the future, that is not just a fantasy, something that already has shown some kind of growth, and you can feel that it is near, that reaching this goal is very near. It is not too far ahead, and you can already see certain results. Maybe for some of you it means there will probably soon, or is already, a new job situation in sight, and people are already waving at you, waiting for your arrival. That feels pretty good, actually. Then we have the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And to me, this just feels very full, very satisfying, very stable. Like it's not some kind of fluctual abundance that, you know, comes and goes quickly. Like sometimes just a little bit of good luck, it falls into our head. If it comes in the form of money, sometimes people spend it very quickly and then it's gone and then nothing comes back anymore. Like it's not a regular kind of income, you know. But it's nothing like that in your case. It feels very grounded. It feels... I also feel like you will be emotionally very stable. If you don't feel that right now, it could be that you will get into this energy very soon. I'm also getting something about that maybe some of you in the past may have felt guilty when they cut someone out, like very directly, without hesitation or reflecting or thinking about it. Like just immediately when someone comes and does or says something stupid, then you just, cut them out. For some people that's very easy, but for others, they always find some kind of excuses for people, or they think like, oh, maybe this person had a bad day and they are actually not that rude. Maybe I should, forgive them. But I feel like you're growing out of this kind of mindset. This is something that you might realize very soon. And as you realize that, there is a lot more abundance coming into your life. Whatever this kind of abundance means to you, if it is material or if it's in your family, emotionally, mentally, or even on all levels. And it seems this is kind of what I've already said, like you might have to learn to accept that you have to sometimes leave certain people behind. Or leave situations behind and not find excuses for them. And that this is not completely egoistic. Because sometimes people just attack or, provoke us not because they had a bad day, but they do that to many people because they just like causing agitation or confusion in others. And it's not your job to always overthink why this person is this way and then, try to find a balance with this person or the situation. Sometimes we just have to leave. Not always, in some cases, in just a few cases, sometimes maybe a person just needs some help or some kind words and then they will calm down. But in many cases, it is not this way. And it feels like some of you, for whom this reading is meant, just have to learn that. And as the outcome, there is something about your intuition, your discernment, your own inner judgment. The High Priestess here also stands for clarity, like that when you look at a person, when someone is speaking to you, their body language, their tone, just everything about them, that you learn to read people a little bit better and not get confused by their actions or words. Sometimes people pretend to be nice, but they are not. Sometimes they don't even waste energy on pretending to be nice. They just immediately attack. But then we make up in our heads some excuses for them. And I feel like this is just something that is there for you in your near future to receive that kind of knowledge, that kind of perception. Okay, now I'm going to use my medieval oracle cards. As I said, I already shuffled all the cards. I'm just gonna give them a little extra shuffle. So let's see. The Book, the Enchantress, the Queen, Dungeon, and the Mirror. And sometimes in my readings I have to take some seconds to figure everything out. But this one came very quickly to me. Sorry that it's often not sharp. I feel very strongly that recently it could be for many of you a woman or two women, this whole situation that we had in the previous spread. For some, it could be a man as well, but I'm feeling something very feminine here. Like, maybe there was some kind of very manipulative woman around you that's either gave you some false information or gave others false information about you. It doesn't have to be extremely wicked and toxic and dangerous. It could just be a small thing, but it was on the brink to hurt you. But you somehow, as I saw it in the reading, got yourself together and avoided to get dragged into this Ten of Swords energy. But this might be something that you are reflecting, thinking about. I actually see the Queen here as your own energy. And in my deck, there is only one Queen. And I would like to associate her in this reading with the Queen of Swords that we had earlier. I'm trying to find her here in the other deck again. No, she disappeared. This is you looking at this situation from a higher perspective with a lot of discernment and inner strength, with a lot of clarity, and developing this kind of inner sense of authority that you have the right, to see people for what they are, and you don't always have to make up these excuses for them. And what you need to realize, we have this dungeon card here, and in your reading I'm feeling like it's not a literal prison, but it just is a metaphor for being in some kind of self-imprisonment. That maybe, this enchantress, I created her mainly as a negative card, as someone, who has this dark kind of manipulation and who's very dominant, but in a negative way. And she sometimes often comes up in a not sometimes often, that sounds contradictory. She sometimes also comes up in a positive way, but here in your reading she doesn't. And I feel like this is a kind of personality that often, when they say something to you, they don't even have to use swear words or call you names. Some people are very good at using seemingly harmless words, but they are so good at even making that sound like a complete devaluation. Like, they are so capable of devaluating a person entirely without even having to call them names or something. And I feel that for some of you this could be something that quickly made you feel pushed back into some very negative thoughts, into some very negative emotional patterns, and then made you somehow punish and imprison yourself. And this is something that has to be solved. And as the outcome here, on top we have the mirror, and I see this in your reading. I see this card as a kind of self-reflection. Sometimes people are very capable of brainwashing us so deeply that we have a very distorted self-reflection, a very negative self-reflection, while people who constantly shame others or devalue others or even abuse others, they don't feel any sense of guilt, and they don't, they also have a kind of distorted self perception. They think like quite highly of themselves, but others who don't even harm or fly, they feel like they're the most terrible person in the world. And there's something in that reading, like there's an opportunity, a lesson for you to work yourself through all this and not be affected by this kind of enchantress energy. The next one is my duality deck. It has 108 cards, just a quick extra shuffle again. And let's see, we have, I want this one, morality. Oh, that's very suitable. God, which is quite opposing. Inexperience and imitation. So this person that devalued you maybe recently, this is someone who might have projected their own mistakes, their own negative stuff onto you. Like, this little girl is innocent, she doesn't even understand properly what he's talking about, while he's already scolding her, but she hasn't done anything. He is the one with the bad stuff in his mind and projects that onto that girl. And I feel like some of you maybe recently have felt this way, that someone, you know, was just projecting their stuff in this very angry way. And it could even be that someone claimed that you were acting immoral in a certain situation, but you weren't. Next to it we have God, and I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting this, but there's something about shame. Like, I feel like in the first seconds when this situation happened, you might have tapped a little bit into some kind of shame, maybe even spiritual shame, but there is nothing to be ashamed of in your case. It is their projection. They might think that they are speaking God's word to you, but they don't. This could even be some kind of religious situation where you did nothing wrong, but someone who thinks, you know, they represent some higher power scolded you about something. But you, as I said, quickly pull yourself out or even resisted to get dragged into this Ten of Swords energy. And I'm also getting that this could be a very profound spiritual teaching for you, that if you have gone through that, you know, this kind of person can never attack you again. I mean, literally. Like, maybe you will radiate something so powerful that no one will even dare to talk to you in that way ever again. Even if they don't understand why, but maybe they will just feel some kind of fear when they tap into your energy. Or not fear, but some kind of respect. We have inexperience and imitation, and I'm seeing two things. Like, on one hand, it is both your own energy, that you maybe were a little bit inexperienced in some kind of situation, and it could just be a very small thing. Like, for example, let's just stick here to these cooks. You are learning to become a cook, and then you use just a little bit too much salt somewhere. Like, you're not spoiling the whole meal, it's just a tiny bit. And it could be balanced out, by adding some more other ingredients. But, the one who trains you immediately gets super angry and utterly devalues you, something like that. And I also, this imitation card could just be about learning, imitating something that someone else already has this skill, and, you also want to learn it, so you imitate their skill. And at the same time, I'm seeing this at another person's energy as well. Like this guy, maybe it's someone who doesn't have a spiritual connection at all to anything divine, but they think they have because they read some spiritual books, scriptures, religious books and scriptures, and it's all just a mental, intellectual thing for them. But they don't feel it. They don't live it. They don't have this true connection to this divine source. They just think they have it. And they are imitating some kind of religious or spiritual behavior, but it's not in their heart deeply. So I hope that resonates with someone. I'm gonna use my other decks. Those are more for fun. This is a funny part of the reading. Don't take this too seriously, especially here with my lifestyle deck. There are some health cards in it. I don't replace your doctor, so if there's something health related, don't rely on this tarot reading. It's just for fun. We have iron, so maybe for some of you, if you want to see your doctor, get your iron levels checked, maybe there's a little bit a kind of deficiency. Then we have herbs and coffee, sunlight, timing, apple. Okay, so with the iron card, it could be something about your blood, or literally about iron. As I said, maybe there's some lack of iron in your body, but you have to use your own discernment and maybe get an appointment at the doctor's. With herbs, this could be something that could help you at this moment, and we have it next to the coffee card. Maybe some of you, just a few of you, maybe you are thinking about lowering your consumption of caffeine, and exchange it with some herbal teas. Also, these herbs, they could just on another level help you to heal something. I think there are also some kind of specific herbs for women when they are menstruating that could be helpful. So this could be a message for someone. Sunlight, it's just, we already had the sun card in one of your spreads. This could, just be a suggestion that whenever the sun is out and you have time, go for a small walk or just open the window or sit in the sunlight, even if it's just for a few minutes, give you some positive energy. Timing, this card can be a warning regarding stress. Maybe it's time to lay back, get some rest, especially internally if you have been through a kind of rough situation, as we saw it here. that you really avoid overthinking things. It could also be just a spiritual card for some, like maybe this is the right time. There is some kind of that this kind of situation was some part of your destiny, even if it was uncomfortable, because destiny is not always only something positive. It also can be negative sometimes, or we experience it as negative, just to teach us something. Like it was a lesson that we had to learn, and it was like part of our plan. So this could be an indication for that as well. The apple card just stands for health. It also could just be a suggestion to eat more apples, to get more vitamin C. But this is all up to you. Okay, next round and the last round are my sarcastic animal messages. They are also just an extra little fun part to the reading. So, the crab. Holy crab, what a wave. Of course, these animals can represent something to you that I'm not aware of, so you take it for you as it resonates. But I would think of this card as an expression, confirmation about this huge emotional wave that was rolling towards you because of this situation that you were in, because of this person that was quite rude towards you. But holy crap, what a wave. I feel like you have handled this wave very well and you didn't drown in it. Then we have the cow. I'm sensitive and underrated, and I feel like this is your energy, that in this situation you might have felt like someone, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't behave in a bad way towards this person, but they were very harsh and unfair. And it made you just feel like very underrated. Of course, when someone is devaluing us. And then we have the hawk. I'm watching you. And I feel like this is also your energy. Like as if you're watching your back a little bit, leaving this situation. Stop finding excuses for this person or for these several people. Still watching them from far away a little bit to actually digest and realize like how they really are. I want to pull one more. The eel, I'm shook. It's just a very similar message to the crab actually. But I'm getting a positive feeling from this card right now. Also a little bit of a sarcastic, like provoking this person a little bit, like, because some people, they want to hurt us, they want to, or at least provoke us, agitate us, confuse us, and when they feel that it doesn't work, they often don't like that. So if you like behaving towards them in this ironic way, like they're trying to attack you and you're just like, oh, I'm so shook. This is something that people really don't like when, this certain type of people doesn't like this kind of behavior because it makes them suddenly powerless. They wanted to make you feel powerless, but then they are the one who realize like, oops, I do not have any emotional and mental power over this person. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching.